AT&T Stadium in Arlington, Texas. It's Week 5 of the NFL on EA Sports. It's the Dallas Cowboys taking on the New York Giants.
Just a gorgeous fall afternoon in the heart of Texas. No weather to speak of. Sun out, roof open. Yes, yes, and yes. A great day for football at AT&T Stadium in Arlington. Obviously, they do everything big here in Dallas, and the introduction to the Cowboys, no exception. They're set for football in Big D as their guys will do battle with the New York Giants. Hello again, everyone. I'm Brandon Gautin, joined as always by Charles Davis. And Charles, you take a look at this Cowboy team entering play. They come off a disappointment last time out that put an end to their modest 3-game win streak. The first quarter of the season already in the rearview mirror, and off we go in Week 5 on EA Sports. And we will not see a run back on the opening kickoff. This will be a touchback. So here are the Giants ready to start their initial drive of the game. And a glance here at their quarterback standing 6'3".
What I enjoyed this week is that you asked to talk to his offensive center before the game and find out a little bit more about him and what the relationship is. And that was a pretty positive story, wasn't it?
Yeah, and really what I took away from that is just how it has permeated throughout the entire offensive line, the relationship they've had. It's really a group that's in sync.
They care about him. That's the thing. They really care. And when you care that much, you're going to play that much harder for him and give him a better chance to lead the team to wins.
The numbers for Zeke from last week: 24 carries, 113 yards.
And the way they ran the ball in last week's game has to be satisfying to their entire staff because they're seeing not just a back gain big yardage, but they're seeing an offensive line really in sync.
But just play number 3 here on the opening drive, and it's an early 3rd and 1. They'll run with Elliott. And he's able to get the first before he's taken down at the 36. The give is to Elliott. And he'll take this ahead for about 4. 2nd down coming up. The run got 4. Now they deal with a 2nd and 6. Room to run past midfield. He gets it across the 50 and down to the 48.
And that's a run that'll energize an offensive line. They'll take that one all day long. Fundamental breakdown by the defense. You've got to be able to make plays on the edge.
They go play action here on 1st down. And his throw here is incomplete.
Well, these two teams, you might remember, met earlier in the year in Arlington with the Cowboys winning that ball game. So they are gunning for the sweep here in Dallas.
On 2nd down now. It's Elliott, and he'll get this down only to about the 46. They do get a couple, but they'll be left staring at a 3rd and 8 coming up. Back to throw here. And he's got the hook up here. It's Kyle Rudolph.
And he will have a Giants 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
Line of scrimmage, the 37 on 1st and 10. Elliott running right. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Looking to throw. That'll be taken in there by Kenny Golladay. And he's going to have another 1st down here as the tackle's made at the Cowboys' 25-yard line. He'll look to throw. That's complete to Slayton. And down inside the 15 he goes. Pretty solid start for the rookie here on this first drive, Charles.
Able to have some confidence, stepping back into the pocket, move around a little bit, find open receivers, and deliver. That just means his confidence is going to continue to grow because he's getting more and more comfortable with each completed pass.
And complete, right side, the tight end Rudolph. And he'll be out of bounds, taking it just shy of the 10 at the 11 or the 12. 3 yards the gain there, second down. Out of the gun, it's Elliott. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play, and it's going to bring up a third down.
The running lanes have definitely not been there for him here in the first half, and I don't think it's all been his fault. His offensive line hasn't given him much space. A loss results there.
We're scoreless after one. Well, this drive, they're 2 for 2 on third down conversions, but they need 7 yards here. Back in the end zone, could he get his feet down? No, it's incomplete.
Mike Zimmer staring down on the referee. He's upset. He's going to throw out the red challenge flag. They're taking a peek at whether or not those feet were in bounds, and obviously a big call here in the end zone.
And not just the feet. How about the hands? How's the ball possessed while the feet are hopefully getting down in bounds? That's what they're trying to look at to see if it all comes together.
So not successful there on the challenge, and he'll have to be careful from here on out because he'll only have 1 challenge remaining.
So a nice opening drive on the road. You get the 3 points. Part of you wonders if that might hurt them later not getting into the end zone.
Well, the good thing is, still first quarter, and they did come out of it with points. In a sense, they can look at it positively and say, hey, we set the pace in this one. I think that's how they'll go about it.
So out come the Cowboys under head coach Mike McCarthy. They'll be led out by the #1 overall pick back in 2020 from LSU. It's Joe Burrow.
They begin with a run by Barkley. Barkley a first down and more as they finally wrangle him in at the 48.
Good, strong, explosive run that started inside, which means you've got to control those defensive linemen, the defensive tackles, the nose guards. Those guys have to be controlled. How about the offensive line job they just did?
Yeah, key that A-gap usually on those runs, right?
That's where it all starts because everyone wants to kind of control that area. It disrupts things from the defensive side and the offensive side. As we just saw, it opens up possibilities.
And they go play action now. Burrow steps away to his left.
That is caught by Lamb.
And all the way inside the 15 before they drop him.
And as a quarterback, you always want to exploit gaps in a defense, and he finds one here. Crossing route, working from right to left across the field. And once you get defenders going in the wrong direction, it is awfully hard for them to pivot back, and you end up getting the first down.
So a decent gain, but all for naught on the penalty.
It's too bad, isn't it? They were feeling pretty good about it. The only people celebrating, the guys who just gave up that play.
On first down, nothing opening up really on the running play. Give him maybe a yard, and it'll be second down.
Well, these two teams, you might recall, met up back in September in Week 3. And it was the Cowboys winning on the road, so they look for the sweep here back home in Arlington.
And a flag comes in as that one falls incomplete. Well, let's see who this is on. Trying to defend the out route there, got the PI call.
And you know what's difficult about that one is sometimes you want to make the undercut move and go for the football, and other times just want to hang on the upfield shoulder and make the tackle. I think he got caught in between and created a foul.
And here he'll get it down to the 7.
42 yards on the ground for him so far. Running again with Barkley on second down.
And that'll move him a little closer as he takes it from the 7 down to the 4-yard line. On 3rd and 1, Burrow. And that is caught. Touchdown, Cowboys.
Amon-Ra St. Brown.
His his third touchdown now on the year. And the Cowboys have taken the lead. Well, it was 3rd and 1. I was expecting run, so much for that. They pass it, they score it.
That had the feel of the head coach telling the offensive coordinator, you've got 4 downs here. We're going to go for it on 4th down unless there's a disaster on 3rd. Go ahead and take a shot if you want to. And he gratefully accepted the opportunity and did exactly that. If they didn't get it there, that had the feel that they would come back and try it on 4th down.
Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
This fielded right at the goal line. And he returns this to the 22. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And they have the game here followed by the open date on their calendar next weekend. And Charles, this is a crew that you have to think really is relishing the opportunity to be on the couch for a few days.
Yeah, they certainly are, but let's face it, partner. They can't get caught looking ahead to that couch time while they're playing this one. They've got to take care of business first.
Back to throw now on 2nd and 10.
And that'll be caught by Tony. 2 minutes to play in this first half. 7-3, our score. And we'll remind you that coming up at halftime, we'll join Jonathan Coachman and the gang in Orlando. Coach will have stats and scores from the early games going on here around the NFL. And that is incomplete.
Certainly appeared to take away his first read, and by the time he tried to look elsewhere and find an open target, the coverage was too good. That one falls incomplete.
Now on 4th down, on is the punt team sending this one away. A 40-yard punt, 1 yard on the return, and possession will switch hands. 1st and 10. The offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. Whatever he was doing in September, they're hoping that that carries over now to October because he was sensational last month.
He absolutely was, and we all know where it started at the end of last season, right? All the offseason preparation, the weight workouts, the sprints, right? The vision that he had, what he was going to do this season. And, of course, it all came together with the rest of the team. Those big fellas up front, leverage, and, boy, are they getting downfield and creating extra blocks for them.
They really are. Everyone's been doing their job so far to create those holes. And that'll be accepted, of course, and that moves him back 5. Now problems right out of the gate. We're going to get a delay. So that'll back him up 5. Play clock down to 0, and this is not the way to start a drive. That's going to set him back 5 yards. Sooner or later, we should get a snap, I think. This is now 1st and 25 after another penalty. Burrow on play action. Looking deep downfield. And that is caught on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. The throw took him a little too...
I believe they buzzed down. They're going to take another look at this play with all reviews coming from the replay official here in the final 2 minutes of the half. did he keep those feet in bounds? That's the question they've got to decide. And I got to say, watching it in real time, it was awfully close.
Yeah, it certainly looked like a heck of a catch because he didn't appear to bobble it, which could complicate things. But even with the benefit of replay, that's pretty tight.
Well, here's the call.
After reviewing the play, the ruling on the field is reversed.
So that challenge, a successful one. He'll let this go for the end zone. And it is incomplete. Good positioning there downfield to break that one up.
Nice play there to force the incompletion. And to me, one thing's for sure. When you're the underdogs and you're playing on the road, you absolutely have to get takeaways. You've got to get the ball from them.
Yeah, win that turnover battle, going to be key. They didn't get one there. And this ball is caught by Lamb. Touchdown, Dallas. CeeDee Lamb, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Cowboys are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead.
Sometimes when I see these types of plays executed, I think of basketball. Guys boxing other guys off to go out and get a rebound.
And he got the rebound right there. But the defense was really placed well.
Yeah, they were right there. I mean, that's where it's really tough for a defender. When you're in the right spot, you're draped on the guy catching the ball, yet he still comes down with it.
Zerline connects on the extra point, and that pushes the lead up to 11. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
Fielded just outside the goal line. And he's up past the 20 to the 22-yard line. The possession switching back to the New York Giants.
It was still more than a minute to go in the half. Time to try to mount a drive.
And I would think that they would have to. This is today's NFL. You got to push it whenever you get an opportunity. You can never have enough points with the high-powered offenses that you face. And analytics will tell you, try and score when given the opportunity.
Oh, he was hit as he threw it there, and that one winds up incomplete.
He'll try again with the arm here on 2nd down.
And he'll go underneath here to Elliott.
And a pretty little juke move there on a nice gain. They'll get to the line here, but remember, it's also 3rd down.
He'll get this out wide here to Elliott.
And he'll be out of bounds, but able to get it up past the 45.
Yeah, these are the types of plays they're going to need to hit on if they're going to get back into this game. It hasn't been the greatest of first halves, but this is a nice throw here on 3rd down, and they keep the drive going.
He's going to air one out. It got his man complete. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A big connection on that one. 35 yards. Inside the red zone here, they'll look to throw. To the goal line, but it's incomplete.
They've been playing sound fundamental defense thus far and able to keep this offense from creating a major dent on the scoreboard.
Able to force the incompletion, but still waiting for that game-changing play. You feel like it's coming, the first sack, the first turnover.
In a sense, they're playing old-school defense right now. The new-school defense is what you said, taking the ball away.
And on 3rd down, the Cowboys bring in an extra defensive back. Again, he'll drop to throw. And Rudolph has it, the tight end. And he'll get inside the 10, but he's short of the line he needed. They get 7 there, but it brings up 4th. Now the Cowboys going to burn the first of their timeouts as they'll stop it with a little over 30 seconds to go in the first half of play. Running with Elliott. And he will take it on in for a giant touchdown. Ezekiel Elliott, his first touchdown on the year.
And the Giants get a late score here in the final minute of the first half.
Gano the extra point, and the lead is down to 4. So that drive goes 8 plays, and it culminates in a touchdown run by Ezekiel Elliott.
On the return, Tony Pollard from his end zone. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here right at the 30-yard line.
offense takes the field, and we turn our attention to Saquon Barkley. He's over 40 yards here in the second quarter. Been nice and effective for them, hasn't he?
He has definitely been dependable, and really shouldn't underestimate what he's getting done here, because anytime you're on a pace that's going to approach 100 yards, you've really done some damage in an NFL game.
And now he's looking just to add to his totals. So after the incompletion on first, now 2nd and 10. Not wanting to take a chance this time, they'll keep it on the ground. Oh, he's got a little daylight. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. And we're going to get a timeout with 2 seconds remaining in the second quarter. Final play of the half for Burrow and company. Now he's going to throw it deep to the other side of the field. And that's going to be incomplete. Too tough to hold on to that one. It's 2nd down. So we have come to halftime here in Dallas with the Cowboys out in front. As we send you on over to Orlando for Jonathan Coachman in our EA Sports Halftime Report. Take it away, Coach.
Okay, Brandon, thank you very much. More from you two in just a bit. But first, let's get everybody caught up with what's going on around the NFL here in Week 5. We'll begin up at US Bank Stadium in Minneapolis. And a touchdown separating these two as they've gone to halftime. Taylor Heineke, a touchdown pass in that first half. Next, we head down to Houston to check on the Texans at home at NRG Stadium. And they trail in that ball game to the visiting Tennessee Titans. Derrick Henry, an even 80 yards on the ground. Finally, let's get to Philadelphia. Check on the Eagles at home at Lincoln Financial Field. And they've got the lead in that ball game over the visiting Jaguars. Jalen Hurts has thrown a touchdown pass. Meanwhile, in our game, it's been a back-and-forth first half. Who can put it together in the second half? For the answer, we turn it back over to our broadcast team of Brandon Gaudin and Charles Davis.
Okay, Coach, thanks as always. This one's still anyone's game as we welcome you back for quarter number 3. The question to be asked, where does this game go from here as we are back at it now on EA Sports? And they'll get him down right around the 25, actually the 26 officially, so a net gain of 1 there. The Dallas offense here set to begin the drive. Second half begins with a run from Barkley. And he'll push his way forward to about the 32. 63 yards rushing for him now to this point. The last run got 6, now 2nd and 4. They'll go to Barkley again. And he'll be brought down right around the 37.
Well, you certainly have to give a little credit here because they're playing this game now at their pace. This is ball control football, sustained runs, taking their time, and making it work.
Now a clash of bodies here, and it's intercepted. Picked up by the USC man, Adoree Jackson. And the Giants force the turnover, and they'll take over at the 10. They'll come out throwing here on first down. And this one hauled in by Rudolph. And he'll go out of bounds, looks like right at the 15. 5 yards on the catch there, brings up 2nd down. They'll set up a throw. Over the middle here to Rudolph. And brought down, but not before they're able to get it up to the 25. Tenth carry now for Elliott. And just no chance of turning the corner. He can only get back to the line of scrimmage. 2nd and 10 coming up. Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Open receiver, that's Caden Smith, the tight end. So from the 36 now, 1st and 10.
As far as tight ends go, this guy's not a speed burner. He's much more of an inline blocking type of a tight end. But how about this last play? Made a nice catch and picked up a first down.
That's what impresses me about him. When he's called upon, usually gets it done.
Third quarter of a tight football game as we come up on a 2nd and 10.
Back to throw. And the Cowboys pressure gets there this time for the sack.
Osa Odighizuwa, the defensive tackle, getting in there for a loss of 5. He was still looking through his progressions and going through his receiver options, and while he was doing that, the defense got to him quickly in the pocket.
And it was a great example of zone coverage. Well executed, well coordinated. All the receivers were covered, and he couldn't evade the rush back in the pocket.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. Under pressure, they got him again.
Osa Odighizuwa
Able to get in there for his 2nd sack of the afternoon.
I remember when I was a kid and all I wanted was a nickel so I could get that soda down at the fountain. And guess what? The nickel came into play well. 5 defensive backs, they covered well, allowed for the sacks.
Sodas were a nickel when you were a kid?
No, I just needed the extra nickel so I could pay the proper price.
Okay, how much were they? A dime? What were they?
15 cents.
It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and the offense will take over with a new set of downs. They'll start out on the ground. It's Saquon Barkley, and he is met quickly in the backfield. Down he goes, folded like a lawn chair. That's going to wind up a loss of a full 3 yards on 1st down. So now they have to contend with 2nd and 13 after the 1st down run goes backwards. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete on the deep ball. An incomplete pass on that last play, and that means they'll need to come up with something here on 3rd down. From the shotgun, Joe Burrow. He'll fire deep downfield for Lamb. And that'll be incomplete. We do have a penalty flag down, however. Let's see what that's about. This home crowd, they're happy with that call.
I like the way you said happy there, right? The so-called good guys didn't get a call. They feel like it's been that way all afternoon. You feeling their pain?
They finally got one.
Yes, they did.
They had the huge play last time. Here it is a much smaller gain of 2. The last run good for 2. Here's 2nd and 8. Again, it's Barkley. And he'll get it here to the 10-yard line. 75 yards for him on the ground now, as he has been terrific here this afternoon. So a solid run by Saquon Barkley, and another 1st and 10 here. From the shotgun, it's Burrow. And this is caught for a Cowboy touchdown.
Jamar Chase,
his 2nd touchdown on the season. And the Cowboys are able to extend their lead in the final seconds of this 3rd quarter. And they use that height on the outside to get the score.
We've seen the evolution of the wide receivers. They've gotten taller and taller, but they've retained their quickness and their speed. It's a lethal combination.
Always good to have wide receivers with height. Now Zerline on and the extra point. It's good, and it's 21-10. So that drive spanned 5 plays, and it's capped off with a Cowboys touchdown. Now after the touchdown, it's Zerline. He'll kick it away.
taking it about the 1. And up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. The Giants offense at the line, ready to begin their next drive. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here.
2nd and 6.
And finding the tight end Rudolph. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield.
All right, this is the time of the game where they're down a couple of scores, and they've really got to get some yards in chunks, and they know the defense doesn't want to give those up, but they've got to find a way to take them anyway.
Now the question is, can they string a few of those together? That'll go for a gain of 7, and that'll make it a 2nd down. Now back to throw. Over the middle, complete. That's Elliott. And the stop here will come at the 38-yard line. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38. Back back to throw again. Little pitch and catch here to Rudolph. And he's going to get this inside the 30.
Well, every drive from here out is definitely crucial and critical. They know that they need to get at least 3 here to get it back to a one-score game. But I can't imagine that in their huddle that they're thinking at all about getting a field goal. They want to get into the end zone and then try and get the ball back again.
And this will be incomplete. Physical play on the football there, and it's second down. An incomplete pass on first down. That leads to a 2nd and 10. They'll look to throw again. Looking middle, and it's incomplete.
Had an open man that time, but ended up putting a little too much heat on it, don't you think, partner?
Absolutely. Just needed a touch more air under it. Instead, he fired an absolute bullet. They'll stick with the passing game as he looks to throw. They'll set up the screen to Elliott. And down inside the 15, shy of the 10. But correct me if I'm wrong. Yeah, you're down 2 scores. I don't think you need to rush just yet, but you can't take your time either.
Yeah, even if you don't want to commit to full 2-minute offense, you have to up the tempo, up the urgency. Maybe you're starting to call 2 plays in a huddle each time you snap the ball.
The run only got a yard. Here's 2nd and 9. They'll look to throw. And that's Elliott, complete. And he's able to work it here to the 8-yard line. Give him 3 on the screen. He couldn't break free, and it's 3rd down. He'll look to throw. And Rudolph has it left side. And it looks like he'll be just a yard shy of the 5 here as he's out at the 6. They stop him for only 3 that time, and that'll bring up 4th down. Gano's kick is good, and that'll make this an 8-point game. All right, so they needed 2 scores to get back in the game. The field goal there, maybe not exactly what they wanted, but the necessary first step.
There's still time remaining, and there's enough time to get it done. They've got to get at the least a 3-and-out here to get the ball back, preferably a takeaway.
And a good effort on the return there. Gets him across the 30, up to the 33. The Dallas offense back out onto the field. The field goal we just saw has us now at a 1-score game, and on this side of the football, things are getting pretty tenuous, a little stressful.
Blood pressure up a little bit, you think?
I think up a lot of it.
Could you imagine taking the pulse right now? Might be like a jackhammer out there on that side of the ball, but here's what the deal is. I think what we've observed is a team that's been playing not to lose, as opposed to playing to win. They've got to get back to that, and that means opening things up again, being a little more free in what they're trying to get done on offense.
On 3rd down, Barkley. And boy, he is very close to a first down, but from where they're spotting that football, he's going to be a foot or so short. And here's a big one now. Trying to hold this lead. They're going to go for it here on 4th down. They'll run with Barkley. And he's got the first down yardage as he brings this up to the 47. And now with 1:52 to go, we get another pause in the action. A timeout here defensively. Not totally home free yet, but it's looking good as they come up 1st and 10. They'll try and run some clock here with Barkley. And nothing much materializing there on the first down run. He'll get a couple, and that's it. This, in all probability, another run here on 2nd and 8. They'll try and run some clock here as they keep it on the ground. And they'll get him down as he's inside the 40.
104 yards rushing for him so far as his terrific season continues here.
All runs on this drive so far. It's 1st and 10. A handoff to Barkley. And he works it past the 30, almost to the 25.
Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
They give him 4 yards there. It'll be 2nd and 6. Charles, why didn't they just take the knee there?
You're asking the question that I'm asking as well, because we've seen a lot of football where coaches decide maybe they get a little greedy on the they're doing it for stats or for what reason. We've seen it happen in college, and how about in the NFL? The miracle of the Meadowlands. All they had to do was take a knee and the game was over. The Giants ran it one more time, ball popped free. Philadelphia picks it up and wins the game.
What year was that?
1978. I think it was in November.
And he's across for the touchdown. And in the final minute, that should just about seal it.
And that touchdown should make you feel comfortable. But do you really feel like it's totally over yet?
Not totally, but I think you're pretty much there.
Yeah, you've still got to make sure you stay with it, do all the right things down the stretch, especially on defense. But that touchdown there, you've got to feel good.
Oh, and now they're going to fake it. And he'll be out of bounds well short of the goal line, so the attempt at the fake extra point unsuccessful. So unable to throw it in for 2 from the 2. Let me ask you, as a former DB, what changes there around the goal line on a 2-point conversion as far as how you're defending it?
You just make sure you never back up and you never retreat. You establish yourself really on the line of scrimmage, put your heels on the goal line at worst. And if they're going to throw the ball, make them throw it over your head because they're going to run out of space because of the back of the end zone. Never let a guy catch one in front of you.
He's got Elliott. Oh, but a great tackle there. Going to hold him to no gain as the clock runs. So this one will end in a victory for the Dallas Cowboys. And it was their defense that led the way, allowing just 3 points, that lone field goal in the entire second half.
And remember the old adage, offense sells tickets. Defense does what?
Wins championships.
And in this game, maybe a championship wasn't won, but a game was by the defense, right? Held them to just a field goal. That's a heck of a job. I mean, when they went out there with that determination and a pretty good game plan, pretty good idea of what they wanted to accomplish, just love the execution, love the tenacity, love the way they finished.
So for the Cowboys, they boost their record up to a strong 4-1. And they'll get to stay put for a few days as they'll host the Houston Texans next week. Meanwhile, for the